What's up, everyone? Welcome back. I'm Blake McLain, and I'm a music producer. So today, after popular demand, we are doing an evening with Silk Sonic. Now, just small bit of discretion. I'm not going to do the songs that I've already done. If you want to check those out, there are links down in the description, just because to go back over them and say the exact same things, is kind of redundant. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. And that stuff will be up on the screen. Check me out on Twitch. And that's everything. So let's go. We're going to start with the intro. I hate to do this where it doesn't go in to leave the door open. Maybe I'll just listen to the beginning of that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Who y'all came to see tonight? Who gon' get the ladies feeling something? Ooh, we gon' lock this groove in tight.
Yeah, we'll lock it in there.
Don't have us lock this groove down for nothing.
Get down.
Oh,
All right.
oh. Lock. And we got
Immediately just throws my mood up. You know what's really cool about that too? Whenever you do those walk-ups too, it automatically kind of lifts you emotionally, and that's the whole point of it. It's like when you do the walk down, it sort of kind of mellows you out a little bit depending on the context. But walk-ups are a very interesting tool. Effective. Let's go with effective.
MC.
Oh, yeah. It's about that time to get out your seats and make some noise for our host. Give it up for Bootsy Collins.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Get it.
Bootsy. I love Bootsy Collins. My bassist is obsessed with Bootsy Collins. Oh my gosh, Victor Wooten, which if you haven't read Victor Wooten's book, The Music Lesson, you need to read it. Amazing. Will change your whole perspective on music.
Blaster of the universe, Bootzilla himself. Fellas, I hope you got something in your cup. And ladies, don't be afraid to make your way to the stage for a band that I named Silk Sonic.
Did he name them? That's amazing if he did name them. The other thing I was going to say, too, is just with that intro, notice how there's a lot of risers. There's a lot of things that are moving up. It's just, again, elevating you, getting you to that kind of point where you're ready. Anticipation's there. You're building the tension. We're going to go to Fly As Me.
1, 2, make you wanna.
Funk is alive and well.
Okay, now have you ever been with a player? Take you downtown where they treat me like the mayor. Take you to the crib where you take it upstairs.
What's upstairs?
Shit, I'ma show you later. Don't need a spatula, everything catered. Extra flavor. Go ahead.
Notice, okay, I'm going to talk about this a lot during this. I'm positive of it because I know it's been that way for Leave the Door Open, for Smoking Out the Window, all that. Everything is rhythmically based. You look at every single instrument like they're drums, and that's how they're utilizing them. So all the hits, all the stops, the vocals super rhythmic, and that just provides an amazing contrast throughout these songs.
Nigga, so truffle on your mashed potatoes. I'm trying to love you. Is you gonna love me back? You only get what you give. Ain't you heard of that? Look here, I don't ask for much. You know what I want. I just
See what I mean? It's all staccato. Dun 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 dun. Got it, and then you have the response.
what's fair. I'll bring that fire and desire, baby. All you gotta do is meet me halfway there. I deserve to be with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly. And you deserve to be seen with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly. Oh, don't let them trick you with the jib talk. Okay, now Silk Sonic smooth.
Oh, I love the funk screams. The James Brown in there is, it's getting me. This just honestly, it's the beat, it's everything, it's the instrumentation. It makes you feel like just walking down the street feeling good about yourself, It's amazing how music can do that.
Float like a butterfly on every single track. And the only language that I speak, girl, is back. So once I give this game to you, I can take it back. Hollering at you from a 1977 Monte Carlo. Hard act to follow. It's showtime, trying to boo you up like it's the Apollo. Your walk is vicious. Let's get down to business. You and me together, woo, that's something different. Ooh, come on. I don't ask for much. I really don't, girl. I just want what's fair. Look here, I'll bring that fire and desire, baby. All you gotta do is this.
All you gotta do is meet me halfway there.
I deserve to be.
You know what they're using a lot in this too? Stops before they change up the rhythm. So each section is like its own individual little almost hook, and they'll use like a complete stop of all the instruments to switch that rhythm up and to move into them. So it's not this smooth transition, but it feels really, really, really smooth.
This flies me, somebody this fly, and you deserve to be seen with somebody as fly as me, somebody this fly.
Oh, and notice that bass line too. It's like syncopated with the vocal until it gets to the fly as me, like into that. It actually like mimics the vocal on that part. So everything comes together for that last bit.
Now for real, I'ma need y'all to understand. Let's get it.
Say.
If you don't know what we talking about, I'ma have the whole band help me spell it out. Yeah, if you don't know what we talking about, concert session, here's your lesson, help me spell it out. F-L-Y. You ain't never seen nobody this fly. It's like we back in school again. Now come on, children, I'm spelling it out. F-L-Y. You ain't never seen nobody this fly. And I'm gone. I deserve to be with somebody as fly as me. Somebody this fly.
Oh, and notice how that woo is actually like mixed in with the horns in the back, and eventually they become one like singular instrument. That's cool. Man, that kicks. Okay, so let's go to After Last Night with Thundercat and Bootsy Collins. Oh,
Damn, I don't even know who I was last night. It's just something about you. You just made me feel. Was it good for you?
that was cool too. Notice how they used the reverb from her vocal and tied it into the. It was kind of sick. I mean, hold on, let me pull it back. Just really clever way to transition.
Was it good for you?
Oh, babe.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what you did when you did what you did. But you did it, girl. See, normally I don't stutter, but you did do it to me.
Silksonic. Wishing on a shooting star, say a prayer for me, and hope it comes true. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Ah, yeah.
Throw my phone out the window, there's no player in me. Those days are through.
Those days are over, baby.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wait a minute now.
You put it on me like I never felt before. That gushy, gushy, good.
It's just all call and response. That's what makes this so brilliant. That's what does so well, which if you're new to the channel, I talk about call and response a lot in writing music. You know, it's essentially like the way you want to look at it is you want to leave space after your line for a separate line. It's almost like if you were playing live, you know, and you have an audience, you sing one, they sing the next. And you sing one, they sing the next, you know, and so you're able to have this back and forth, but it just pulls your ear the entire time.
Want some more? Sweet, sticky, thick, and pretty. You changed the game.
What'd you do?
After last night, I think I'm in love with you.
I think I'm in love with you.
Woke up and I can't get you out of my head.
I've tried. Come on.
After last night, I don't know what to do.
Oh, I thought it was about to hit into like a really dry, like just upfront funk beat. That would have been pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie.
Not call every girl I know and tell them goodbye.
With like a tempo change and everything.
Cars, clothes, diamonds, and gold. Anything you want, any place you want, we'll fly. Yeah. You put it on me like I never felt before. That gushy good, girl, I want some more. Sweet, sticky, thick, and pretty.
That like envelope filter or whatever it is on the bass that gives it that, like, honestly, they have it on the bass and they have it on the guitar too with the little chuckas, you know, but that makes it feel so much smoother than it would be. Did my voice just crack? I think it did. That makes it feel so much smoother than like it would be obviously if you didn't have the signal, but it's really like, it's a key point, because it took me a long time, even with recording that kind of music and writing that kind of music, to figure out like what is the missing ingredient, and that does everything for a song. Like if you didn't have that or you heard this without it, it wouldn't feel as good.
Change the game after last night. After last night, I think I'm in love with you.
I think I'm in love with you.
Woke up and I can't get you out of my head.
I've tried. Come on.
After last night, I don't know what to do.
Baby, you got to tell me.
When I'm gonna see you again.
Sock it to me one more time. Come on.
That guitar is wailing too. There's a bunch of reverb on it, so it drowns it just a little bit, so it's not too forward, because that might be a little too much, but that's pretty sick. It almost feels even a little bit like a synth.
Sonic, sing.
Well, now you can hear it.
Here come, baby. Here come, girl.
After last night, I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love with you. Woke up and I can't get you out of my head. This morning, and you're running through my mind, baby.
Oh, that bass though. Hold on, Bootsy. I know he had to have played on this, because that was... One more.
After last night, I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love with you.
Yeah, buddy.
Woke up and I can't get you out of my head. This morning, and you're running through my mind, baby.
Oh, wait a second. So he's playing bass with distortion. Wow. So that wasn't even a guitar. Leave it to Bootsy. Leave it to Bootsy, Bruno and Anderson .Paak, and Thundercat to do this. Oh.
Last night, baby, oh, you got to tell me when I'm gonna see you again.
Ah, yeah, Baba.
Oh, man. That's fantastic. Yeah, you know, bud. All right, so we're going to go to Put On a Smile. Let's jump in.
Oh, look here, fellas. Take it from your Uncle Bootsy. Ain't no shame begging in the rain. Tell her how you really feel.
I just love how they have him like as an MC. That's brilliant and fantastic.
I could pretend when I'm out with my friends I ain't thinking about you. I could pretend like I ain't in my feelings, but that ain't true.
I love that side of his voice. There's a little bit of grit there, but it's a little bit smoother than normal. Normal, his voice is like really, really, really poignant, but there, it's almost like he pulled back a little bit there, and I dig it.
When I called you out your name, that was my ego, my pride and pain. I should be a movie star, the way I play the part, like everything's okay. Oh, now I try to be the life of the party. Oh, not bad, shouts to everybody. But it's all just an act, I can't have you
listen to what those harmonies are doing. They're just extended and held, so when he's rhythmic over top of them, it's a perfect contrast. Again, I talk about it all the time. Contrast is everything. Contrast is key.
Tryna put on a smile, smile.
Subtle contrast.
Ooh, out here smiling like a fool. When the only thing we're smiling for, baby girl, the only thing we're smiling for was you, you.
So notice how they faded his vocal back slowly so that when the harmonies came in, they stacked perfectly. Wow.
If I could turn back the hands on my rolling, you know I would. I would have spent all my time making sure that my baby good. I'm trying hard to hide the shame. I know.
Motley, you can't do that, buddy. Sorry, guys. Come here. Come here. Don't do that. He watches me talking to it, so he wants something to do with it now, apparently.
In this game, but since you've been gone, I ain't been the same. There's only so much to make you think.
Oh, not tryna be the life of the party.
Oh, not buying shots for everybody.
But it's all just an act, and I can't have you back. Without you, I've been going crazy. Tryna put on a smile. Tryna fight these tears from crying. But Lord knows I'm dying, tryna put on a smile.
Can I help you, dude? Sorry, guys. He's like really hyper today. I don't know what's up. Can I help you? If I put him up, he'll just cry a bunch. So I figured I'd let him sit on my shoulder. Hey, that hurts. Hold on.
Baby, out here smiling like a fool.
When the only thing we're smiling for,
Baby girl, the only thing we're smiling for.
The change.
Baby girl, the only thing we're smiling for was I'm trying to put on us.
All right, I'm going to have to do something with him. I'm sorry, guys. I know everybody's going to be like, put the cat up, put the cat up. I just can't do it. He's too young, and he'll get into things. So I got to have him with me. It's like a child.
Trying to fight these tears from crying, but Lord knows I'm dying. I'm smiling like a fool.
He is just leading you with his vocal from section to section with those notes. And notice how he switches his tone when each section comes in. So it feels a little bit different, but he's literally just gliding over them and pulling you into the next one.
Baby girl, the only thing we're smiling for. Oh, the only thing we're smiling for was you.
And the rain in the back too. And the thunder. This is really well produced. I mean, I didn't expect anything less, but this is really well produced. There's a lot of subtleties in here, that you probably wouldn't notice or pick up on. And I'm sure listening back to these, continuously over the next few months or however long I obsessed over this, I'm going to hear things that I never heard before, and I wish I had told you guys. Okay, so let's go to 777. I gave him some food, so hopefully he chills out and stays focused on that for a little bit.
Blow the dice for me. Put your pretty ass lips together, blow it real nice for me.
That's syncopated beat. It's so James Brown. It's unbelievable. I just want some little ghost notes in there, and that would make it like really James Brown. But it's amazing how that sets up the pocket. You know, it just allows you to play with all the other instruments more rhythmically than you would be able to if it wasn't like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit a lip and slide to the dealership in the morning. Wow, Papa need a brand new foreign. Hot hand, they not gonna believe it, but check the recording. Ooh, just touchdown, up a few thousand. Big booty hoes with me in the penthouse. Bar full of liquor, cash for the strippers. It's gonna get weird tonight, so no pictures. Bring motherfucker with some money to blow. I'm about to buy Las Vegas after this road. I'm about to buy Las Vegas.
This music makes me feel like I could talk to any girl on the planet with like all the confidence in the world. I just got to have this playing in the back and I'm good to go.
This road, come on, 7, 7, 7. Let's go. Yes, spin the wheel for me. Blackjack, baccarat, dealer, where you at? Deal for me. Give me the tips, 'cause I'm about to go all in. Wow, I can see the champagne falling.
There's a lot of compression on his vocal here too, which just means like the actual signal is being compressed. So it brings up the, like, you can almost think of it like volume a little bit, but it's also used for a lot of other things. But you can think of it as like almost squashing the signal just a tad, so everything is more consistent. And you can hear it on his vocal big time, but it's also giving it this like warmth too, which is really cool.
I got bills to pay, but bills can wait. Fuck it, we ballin'. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. Moonwalk to the money like a Mike Jack. Yes, I'm faded. People dilated, but the man in the mirror saying, "Gon' get your paper." Bring motherfucker with some money to blow. I'm about to buy Las Vegas after this road. I'm about to buy Las Vegas after this road. Come on, 7, 7, 7. Let's go. Whatever you wanna do, baby. I got you. Oh my God.
Notice how this is also getting slightly more complex as each section continues on. So like, honestly, originally, like at the very beginning of the song, there wasn't a ton going on and most of the instruments were pushed farther back to let the vocals and the drums take the lead. Now they're adding in more horns. They're adding in a little bit more like little percussive pieces and things like that to fill up that space so it feels like it's getting bigger and it's moving.
Silk Sonics. This the big one. You gotta trust your gut. Gotta trust your gut. Can you feel it? I can feel it. Whoa, this the big one. Big money. You gotta trust your gut. Gotta trust your gut. Nah, nah. Can you feel it? I can feel it. Big motherfucker with some money to blow. I'm about to buy Las Vegas after this road. I'm about to buy Las Vegas after this road. Come on, 7, 7, 7. Let's go.
Those are so fun to learn too, those screams. It took me so long to be able to do those, and I just had to sit in my car and just go at it over and over and over again. But once you get them, they're so much fun to do and like add into music. I know why he loves doing it. Yeah. All right. You know something actually really kind of funny is I have him around in like all of my videos lately because I'm always, you know, he's always here and it's just me. So every single video, it's like different. He reacts differently, which is, yeah, name of the channel. But like both times I've done Bruno, he's been super hyper. And I'm guessing it's the music. I mean, if anybody says music doesn't affect animals, they're dead wrong because like Adele, dead asleep the entire time. Bruno, crazy, just all over the place. And like most things, he ends up just kind of chilling a little bit. But a lot of the stuff I've done lately is more chill, you know, or sad. So this is a breath of fresh air. Okay, so we're going to move into skate. But before we do, I just want to ask you guys to please subscribe. I've been talking about this in all my videos lately. I have a goal. I really want to get to 1 million subscribers. I know it's really far away, but I could really use your support because there's something that I want to do when I get to 1 million. And then I have another tier on top of that for something else I want to do. It's kind of these goals that I have, you know, and they're going to be some really cool things that I think you're going to love as people that love music and appreciate music, you know, in the industry. And what I have planned is very good for the industry. And I think that it's going to make a big impact. So if you could, please subscribe. Right now, only 30% of the people that watch my videos subscribe, although with me talking about this, it has gotten a lot better lately. Please help me to get there as quickly as I possibly can. I want to build this with you all, and I want to create something incredible and special, and again, really good for the industry. So please help me out and help support the channel. I'd really appreciate it. There's like a little watermark in the corner. You can just hover over it and it'll subscribe you. And if you guys do want extra content too, want to further support the channel even more, you can check out the Patreon. All of that, everything I get from that goes back into the channel, goes back into things like, starting the label and doing some really good things for artists. So yeah. All right, let's go. Now that my spiel is over, let's go to skate. Notice how everything got pulled out for that verse too. So you have all that built up, all that space being filled, and then you just pull out some of those instruments and immediately everything just gets shoved forward.
If being fine was a crime, girl, they lock your little fine ass up in the tower. The way you move like you do, ooh, it's like you do it for a living. Do a little spin, do it again. See, look like you paying for the win. Oh, baby, I'm trying to roll, I'm trying to ride.
Yeah.
I'm trying to float, I'm trying to glide. No, don't be shy, just take my hand and hold on tight. Oh, skate to me, baby. Skate, slide your way on over. Slide your way on over. Oh, skate to me, baby. Skate.
Something else really cool is all those pauses that they do allow them to, whenever they do switch up the rhythm, they have more options, because if you don't do those, it's like, it's hard to bring in the vocal on an offbeat and switch it to a lead in, like almost like on Grenade, where it like builds up, and he's like, and darling, I still catch a grenade for you, like that darling, I still catch a grenade, and that's where everything comes in. That's a lead in. So here, like, they can play with the offbeat on the verse, and most of the time you'd have to go to like another offbeat or come right in on beat one, but they can go to a lead in because of that pause, and it's just really cool. It's really clever.
I wanna get to know ya. I wanna get to know ya. Come on. Oh my. Got your hair in the wind and your skin glistening. I can smell your sweet perfume. You smell better than a barbecue. A superstar is what you are. I'm your biggest fan. If you're looking for a man, sugar, here I am. I'm tryna roll, I'm tryna ride. I'm tryna roll with you, darling. I'm tryna float, I'm tryna glide.
Actually, they are slight lead-ins here. It's just really kind of crazy how much they're playing with the rhythm and like almost messing with where you think everything is.
Oh, no, don't be shy. Just take my hand and hold on tight. Oh, skate to me, baby. Skate, slide your way on over. Slide your way on over. Oh, skate to me, baby. Skate.
And notice how the strings are coming in and out, and they're playing their own little melody there, and that gives it that almost like, disco-y kind of a feel, which is, I'm assuming, what they really wanted here, something like roller disco-esque, but that really doesn't. And then they pull it out and then they bring it right back in that little response space in between.
Get to know ya. I wanna get to know ya. I never fall, but tonight you got me falling for you, and only you. I'm reaching out in hopes that you reach for me too. Girl, let's groove. Girl, you got me singing. Ooh.
too, you could hear how they brought that guitar forward and then they pulled it back for that chorus a little bit. So the vocal takes precedence.
Slide your way on over. Slide your way on over. Skate to me, baby. Skate. I wanna get to know you. I wanna get to know you. Skate to me, my baby. Skate. Just slide your way on over. Slide your way on over. Skate to me, my baby. Skate. I wanna get to know ya. I wanna get to know ya.
This is solid. All right, let's go to Blast Off. I'm excited to hear what this sounds like. I have a feeling I know just by the name, but let's go.
Clouds are blowing, don't know
That's what I was
where
thinking.
we're
That's what I was thinking. I knew this was going to be a sexy song.
going, but we're levitating up in this room.
I would love to hear a rendition of Bruno Mars' Gorilla with Anderson .Paak and Silk Sonic and this sound. Oh, that would be amazing. I feel like it would fit so well.
All these colors just like rainbows in summer. Got us smiling like our dreams just came true. Yeah. I took a little something to get here. Yeah, yeah. I got a little more if you're ready. We can have it all. Oh, let's tiptoe to a magical place. Blast off and kiss the moon tonight.
It's things like that too, that little wow, 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 wow. You know, like those little touches just go to show how well this was produced, because those are the things that make all the difference in the world. You know, you put things in there and you mix things and you add in instruments to fit the lyric and to accentuate the lyric, and they do exactly that. Even if a lot of it is like sarcastic, I still think, wow, I cannot talk today. I still think a lot of these songs were written sarcastically and just for fun, and they're like, you know what? Let's put it out.
Watch the world go crazy from outer space. Blast off into the sky. As we're flying, stars are multiplying. We're up so high, we'd be fools to look down.
Don't look down.
Shapes turn paisley. This is so amazing. Destination, pure sensation. Starting right now. I took a little something to get here. Yeah.
And you know, that's something else that they've been doing too that I just noticed is they'll like fade a vocal out with a reverb and then they'll bring in the new person to sing. You know what I mean? So like Bruno and Anderson will kind of switch back and forth like that, and that's how they transition a little bit easier.
I got a little more if you're ready. We can have it all. Oh, let's tiptoe to a magical place. Blast off and kiss the moon tonight. We'll watch the world go crazy from outer space. Blast off into the sky.
That's what I wanted. Oh, rip it. And notice it's still growing. They're still adding more layers and they're still building this song.
Got some friends that you wanna bring, come on. It's time to take this party up and beyond. Let's tiptoe to a magical place. Come fly with me. Let's start and kiss the moon tonight. To the moon and the stars above. Watch the world go crazy. You know it's I got the tickets to get there. Let's go into the sky.
also love how dry the drums are on everything. That does really give it this like 60s, 70s feel. It's really dead snare and toms, you know?
Blasting off straight to some good vibrations. Can we take it higher? Oh yeah. Blasting off straight to some good vibrations. Can we take it higher? Oh yeah.
Key change. Please, please. He said, can we take it higher twice? Please, key change. Come on. Come on.
Can we take it higher? Oh yeah. Can we take it higher? Oh yeah. Come on.
I think it is a key. It's just really, really, really smooth. I could be completely wrong, though.
Can we take it higher? Oh yeah.
All the way from the stratosphere, sending love from up above. Happy trails, Baba.
Nice. Nice. Oh my God. It's brilliant. You know, this is something that I do love about albums like this. 9 songs, 31 minutes. You know, there's no skips when you do that. Every single song gets all the attention that it needs, and the album becomes solid through and through. And this is solid through and through. This is fantastic. I'm going to be listening to this for like years to come. So anyways, thank you all again so much for hanging out. Again, please subscribe, help me get to 1 million. And until next time, I'll catch y'all later. Stream the album.